Two. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. The Lord said, confession good for the soul. So right now,
all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you. I had no life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would've been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name. Now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas, not knowing that them handcuffs custom made the face. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in them streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gonna be on papers and on restrictions. My father said a hard head to make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In a place where a black man's blood is cheap. I thank the Lord for the day I was on Lake Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court. Found the DC school, I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Asked me why I'm UPK, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50 and what's gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world and I started running fast. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. Go ahead. All I wanted was to be a gangster. It's UPK until it hit the fan. I want power and a throne, nigga, fuck them grams. All I wanted was to be a gangster, but I was real as a righteous man. And now got the upper hand, gotta promote this brand. Correct whole multitudes until they all understand. If I can't get that crown, Lord, then put me in the hands of someone more mighty, make me this hit man. Reminiscing on the pain that was felt. Shit, I was in the jail. Shit, I needed help. But Swan was locked up and the judge put man on the shelf. Had me crying cause it felt like I was left by myself. All I wanted was to impress niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to prove shit to nobody but Muhammad. Cause most these niggas lie and pump smoke. One time for the most high, he made me a cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was to smash my opponents. Stacking cash, not knowing it wouldn't last. Dear God, I hope you accept my atonement. Cause all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time.
Salakia. With ISUPK, start off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commander General Hahana, established 1969, where we teach blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians make up and all the 12 tribes of Israel. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. In fact, if you're not in ISUPK, you're not in the truth. And we're teaching LASHAWAN QADASH class tonight. My name is Officer Kazak Shapar, 50, Power Quad, Shal Kamasyam. That means Officer of 50. But right now, that's what I am, Officer of 50. And that's what we're here to learn tonight about LASHAWAN QADASH, of course, on Friday night here in South Carolina. We have classes Monday through Saturday, of course. Sometime even on Sunday we go out. We go out to camp. We do a lot of interesting things in ISUPK. And we're here to teach and reach our people in ISUPK, okay? We're here to talk about LASHAWAN QADASH. It's the holy tongue. You know, it's Israelite School of UPK understands that even since 1969, forever, we've understood the Most High has given us the holy tongue. Let's see who we have checking in class here. Yeah, sister, got Shar, we have Aisha, we have Call Tawab, yeah, that's right. Sounds good. Ayana Etheridge, wife of Shar. And we're checking the class here, trying to get things started. And we'll go over a few basics here before we get into class, because I'll write it on the board here. You know what I was talking about is we're going to talk a little bit about thou shalt see his destruction. You know, we'll go over that a little bit here in class. Thou. Then we'll go over a little bit of some of everything here in class that it relates to LASHAWAN QADASH, and some of everything related to it. Thou shall see. You know? His destruction. We'll let that marinate in your mind. I believe it's destruction, yeah. Okay? Before we get into that, we'll understand, like we do every week, we'll ask the chat, you know, some questions here to kind of warm us up here. You know, how many characters are there? You know, Paleo, we have two. We have the Paleo language of Hebrew. That's the original pure language, you know. And then we have the Syrian, okay? All right? Assyrian. And it's Hebrew also. So both of them are Hebrews, you know. But you got to understand, when our captivity, that we were put in captivity for our own good. This is a spanking that we've gotten. But the 12 tribes of Israel, blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, have been scattered abroad. And we've been punished, you know, of course, for our disobedience, you know, from all of the covenants that we've broken, man, you know, we've gone through some things, you know. So Christ had to die for us. The Most High sent him here to die for who? The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Not none of this John 3:16, for God so loved the world. That ain't happening, you know. But anyway, the Syrian language, when we were in captivity, is right here. That's this bottom line here. That's the language that evolved from symbols of their language, but it's our Hebrew, so our sounds are related to their characters. So if that is the case, how many characters are in the Paleo? 22. Like that. So if that's the case, how many are there in Syrian? Somebody answer that in the chat. How many characters are there in the Syrian? Okay. See, we have the Facebook and the YouTube up. While you're there, talk to me about the characters. How many are there? In this pure language of the Hebrew, we know that there are 22 characters. We know that. Okay? Well, how many are there in Assyria? Because see, like we were taken out of our, Daniel and King Nebuchadnezzar and all of them, and the Syrian language and all of them. They took this, and this is how they read it. They read it because they have this chicken scratch looking language right here. And, we had to learn their language in captivity. And, of course, they took our language and said, well, we don't like your symbols. We don't like your ba, gada, hawazaka, the way it's printed. We don't like that. So we're going to make them look like this. You see, they did. That's what they did to us. That's what they wanted to do to us. So how many characters are in the Assyrian? If there's 22 in the Hebrew, please tell me how many there in the Assyrian. Take your time in class right there. Take your time and tell me how many are there. Before we get into thou shalt. Oh shoot, what did I got up here? All right. Thou shalt see its destruction. Sorry, but how many characters are there over here while I'm writing on the board? Lock. How many are there? How many characters are there in the Hebrew? In other words, how many are there? And I'm going to give you 10 more seconds here before you want. Let's see, 22 characters with 5 in it. Good. Very good. Clap it up for Sister Yana. You're going to get keep it up, sis. You're going to get your name. You keep answering these questions like that, stand in class. That's what you want. She said there are 22 all the way also. And, what did she say? There are 5 endings. What kind of endings? Now, I guess like this one right here, like we talked about last week. In other words, there are ending characters. That's what she's really saying. That's very good. Ending characters. She's right. Okay? There's 22 in the Syrian and 5 ending characters. Okay? So if that is the case, if there's 22 characters in the Hebrew and Paleo, what's unique about it? And the Syrian has 5 endings. So how do we identify the Paleo a little better? What does it have unique better than the endings of the Assyrian? Right? Type it in your chat. Take your time. Let's see what that has. Give you guys a few seconds in here. Now, when you do your claps, you clap it up in the chat. You make sure your other students can see what you're doing, so can refresh their mind and encourage them to step on into class. So we're talking about 5 ending characters in here. And those ending characters. I want you to tell me, well, what does the Paleo have that the Syrian don't have? Because those 5 ending characters belong uniquely to the Syrian. They are Ka, starts with Ka. Ma, looks like that. So let's put them up here. We have Ka, okay, just like this. We'll kind of make it look like this because it's kind of looks like that one, so I slanted, but it doesn't really. Ka sort of looks like that. These characters are really fool you if you're not careful there. There's distinction, you get used to looking at them there. Ka. Something like that. Okay. That's a Ka. That's an ending character. Okay. And then we have the next ending character is ma. Okay? So it's sort of, I mean, since it's an ending character, it's like this. Okay? Sort of like that. If you really want to say, like that, like that. Okay? For the student's sake, we'll have to try to make it look just like it. Okay? Alright? And that's ma. When you see ka, ma, and Assyrian, we're talking Assyrian only. Okay? The 5 ending characters. Let's see. Clapping. I'm glad you guys put your claps up in there. It's good. Sure. Thank you. Appreciate that. For supporting the LASHAWAN QADASH class. Appreciate that, officer. Good. Alright, listen. Ma, what's next? You know, we got na. Okay. And here's that na. Like that. I'll put that in green because that happens a lot. And I don't know if that happens a lot. Just trying to make something different up here. Okay? Sort of like that. Yeah, give it a little different flair. You know, we'll make this a little shorter. Make this one a little not so funky. Like that. Okay? That's a na. In the Hebrew, so far there's 1, 2, 3. We got 2 more. And all you have to do is look up here. We have a pa. These are ending characters when they occur at the end of a word. And then we have a pa at the end. So we have like this. Sort of like that. Let's make it look a little bit more. So, because I'm so used to doing it. I don't know if it's erroneous. It's just used to doing it that way. Okay? Sort of like that. Not quite like that. That's what we have. Like that. It's the way it was taught. Okay? Sort of like that. That's a pa. Okay? Weird. You know, this is chicken scratch that we had to deal with. We had to learn, and I'm pretty sure we had to learn it because they made us speak their language. But the good thing about it, they had to keep the Hebrew as it is. Of course, the Yiddish people over there right now, you know, peradventure, it's set up that way that they think these characters here is the paleo, and it's not, of course. And I'm pretty sure they probably know, but it just so happened they sound just alike. But they are definitely worded different. And that's the biggest thing. Then we have one more. We have, what did I say? Ka mana taza, okay? Well, before we get into our lesson here, this is what it is. Taza. Okay? And of course, taza looks like, you know, some funky looking thing like this. Like that, and kind of like goes off and ending sort of like that, you know. Sort of like that. Taza. And when you see it, you can really tell because it doesn't look like anything else. The ones that look like a lot is the ka, the na, the da, even the b. Sometimes people mistake these, and of course the ra too. You know, but these are the ending characters. You know, the difference in the ra would look like this, a little fatter, a little wider, like that. Okay, you can definitely tell that's a ra. All right, because the ka would look a little bit smaller. I mean, I know you guys said nitpicking, but in LASHAWAN QADASH, of course, this is not one of the characters. I don't even know where I put it on the board. I guess for illustration. But you guys got to understand that that's what a ra looks like. Let me take that off there. Those are the 5 ending characters. Write them down in your notes, guys. I know you got it on the chart. Write them down anyway. It's part of class. Keep a book in class. That's what I've been doing all of my life. Because I wasn't living until I got into the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. I wasn't even living, you know. that's my book I use right here, okay? And always have you a book noteworthy of being keeping records, so you can keep up with things, you know? All right? So we got, and I don't know if we answered the question, but here, we got to also realize this, that paleo has connectors. It has connectors. Like that. Connectors, okay? I think I spelled that right, don't I? Yeah, I think it is. Now, what are connectors? Okay, in the language you have stuff like ha, ra, to za. That means the earth. So if I want to spell that out in the Hebrew, we're going to show you, give them a little explanation of what the connectors are in paleo, okay? So we would say, in the Hebrew language, we want to go like this. We'll write it in, there, I write it backwards. We'll write it in paleo, since we're doing paleo, okay? Then we want to write like that. Then we want to write that little, look like a backwards 4, I guess. Like that. Ra. Okay, we're gonna move on to class here, but I just want to let you know, guys, we're gonna brief little understanding here. Ra. And then we'll have Tazah. There ain't no ending character in paleo, so you just write the regular Tazah. So it'll look like this. Like that. Okay? Just like that. Like this over here. Only it really looks like this. Sorry. There. That's ra, ra, za. And so to put the connectors on that, we'll say ha by itself. Then we say okay. Then you want to say ra. Then you want to say, I think we can do it like this. There's a lot of ways you can do something like this, but we're going to do it like this. Ra to za. Like that. We ain't gonna say then rataza. Well, you can, but the way I said ha, ra to za. Oh, that ain't right. That don't sound like I want it to sound. So I'm gonna do it like this. Ra to za. Like that. I'm just doing something here to show you the illustration how you do that. It's how the teacher want to explain it, you know. Ra to za. Ra to za. Ra to za. To za seems like it's a whole. It is. Matter of fact, it's got a whole sound there, but it seems like it's more than one sound. Right there. Taza. Okay. Now, if that would occur at the end, if they were doing a Syrian, that's, of course, let me see this. This is paleo, okay? Right there. What does ha'arataza mean in the chat? What does that mean? Some of your students there. Of course, we'll write this out. I'll write it out in paleo. I write it in Assyrian while you guys do it. Let's see, maybe I'll do it in blue. What does ha'arataza mean? I'm doing this for illustration. Ha'arataza. You know, tell me what you think it means, okay? We'll say over here. And we'll go ara. Something like that. Something like that. There we go. That's a little better. a Ra. Then we're going to have, at the end, we're going to have something special going on here. We're going to show you. We're going to bring this character right here and bring it down. So it'll look like this. And then we'll have, that's what that looks like. Okay, let's see what we got in the chat over here. Yana says the earth. Let's clap it up for her. Hope you're doing this on your own, sis. Aratazah means the earth. Exactly right. It just simply means the earth. And write it in your notes. Even if you're not, just do it in your notes. Make sure you write this in your note. It means the earth. Okay? Doesn't mean the world. It means the earth, like land. Like land. Aratazah. It's what it means, you know. And of course, this is Assyrian right here. Over here. Assyrian, okay? We'll let you guys write that down for a second there. Okay? Okay, yeah. All right. The earth, Ha'aratazah. Now we put Ha over here. And we're going to put a, because that's what it means. The is Ha. The is Ha. Right there, it means the. And Aratazah always means earth in Hebrew, okay? Write that in your notes. This is the paleo here for it. It has it connected. Aratazah. Aratazah. Or you can do it like this. You can say Aratazah. You can put a, like that. You can put over here. You can put Ratazah. You know, but you know, I didn't want to do that. I just put Aratazah. 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 I can do it. I can easily change that. But what do you hear? That's the whole point. Definitely hear then Ratazah. Ratazah. You can do that. Either way, it's just how you want to enunciate the word. And since I'm teaching the language here, I'll change it to that. Ratazah. Or you can have Ratazah. Either way. But I think I prefer this better. Ratazah. Okay? That's the understanding. Syrian. All right. We'll move on here. But I hope you understand that. I just want you guys to get you to understand the basics right there of how Hebrew works. That's how this works here. This top line is the paleo. This bottom line is the Syrian. Right here. To reiterate, in our captivity, we were thrown and thrust into prisons, you know, beaten and everything else. Had to work as slaves, just like we're doing here in America. We're in our captivity right now. That's what Esau has got. Who you think the oppressor is, you know? He certainly ain't one of us, you know? But he's certainly bent toward doing things his way. And the Most High, you know, understands that. We're in punishment, man. He put them over in charge of us. But soon, the first going to become last, and the last going to come first. We were the last come out of that womb, and we're soon to become first. Esau was the first, and he's going to be last. He's going to be a slave. And that's all there's to it. There ain't nothing more or less to that. That top line, to reiterate again, is the paleo. Okay? Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. How many vowels do we have? While we got the chat running real good, how many vowel sounds do we have in the LASHAWAN QADASH? For both languages, how many vowels are there? And tell me what they are. It'll be just like you sitting in a chair, finding out, writing on the board, because once you do this over and over again, soon enough you're going to be able to speak the language even better. So how many vowels are there? In other words, how many vowel sounds are there in the paleo? Vowels. How many? And what are those vowel sounds? Okay, we'll give you guys a chance in the chat to write that. How many are there? Let me check the chat here. We'll give you a chance Let's see what we got. Ayana says, 2, and the I. Let's clap it up for that sister, guys. Let's clap it up. She's participating. That's what I want some of the brothers to do also, okay? She said the ah, the vowel sounds, the ah, like that, and the I. Okay? But the ah and the I looks like this. It's I right there. Yeah. Let's get something better here. The I right there. There we go. And then the ah right here. And then, of course, if you're looking at the paleo, it'll look like this. And the Syrian, it'll look like, like this. And, of course, the I, that's paleo. Of course, the I over here will look like this. But those are the vowel sounds. Okay? All right? Those are your vowel sounds. Very good. All right, we have Aisha, 2, sir. He said, 2. Aisha said 2. Exactly right. Clap it up for Aisha. Exactly right. That's why I like to give time in the chat, because I want the brothers who up-and-coming officers, man, the troopers, they want to, you got your name and you want to learn this paleo. It's essential for you, okay? But here, that's what it is. It's 2. So we'll give you guys about 15 seconds to copy that, and then we'll move on to something else, okay? So copy it up and get your beverage, get your water and the ice. That's right, Shar. Damn right. These troopers gonna learn here. They're going to learn. The sisters are learning because they're going to make good wives, and they are making good wives of the officers. That's how we do it in LASHAWAN. That's how we do it here in ISUPK. This is family participation for us to understand, so we can understand, to communicate with each other. It helps us, it helps us to understand how we wake up in the morning and might want to say something. We might want to say Tuwa Bawa Kwa. The sisters say Tuwa Bawa Kwa Ha. So we want to, we're going to move on here. See if I can find my eraser here. Yeah, okay. So we got that. Let's erase this right here. Hope you guys, I'm assuming you guys have this written down up here, especially the ending characters and stuff. By now you should know them. But if you see that we gave an example here of ending character, here's that taza. We said ha arataza. You see a taza on the end like this. Here it is right there. Ending character. Make sure to lock it. Because I know I saw a shot coming in late. But there it is. That's the one that we use. Right there, okay? On the earth. Ha-ara-taza. It's very unique with the Syria. You got to make sure you pay attention because you're going to read it like that. That's the reason why. When you get up on that platform, you start reading, this is how it's done, okay? All right. Okay. We'll erase this off the board and we'll get it to something else before we move on here. Kind of want to like, this is kind of like right before we're doing the Passover, we just kind of like, we're going to go over a few words here before we get into this statement here. Let's go into, let's see here. Let's go into something before we get into that. Let's get into a little, maybe a little vocab, because I like to make sure people expand their horizon just a little bit. See how much you guys remember, with your vocabulary. Here it is right here. Let's see. Month, day, yeah, okay. You want the day, okay, good. We go over stuff like this. I used to, so you can understand a little bit more and more every day of how to do this. So we're gonna say, like, let's use words like, let me see. Okay, yeah. Well, let's just use this right here. We'll just use this, and we'll kind of break it down, just as though you were right in class here. We'll break some things down here a little bit. If I say the word for father, okay? Let's get another pen here. Say the word for father. Okay? Ain't much better, is it? That word is, the word is Abba. Okay? There we go. But we don't really need this here. Okay, we just do this from my little memory here. A little bit of both. Abba. So we'll write this. We'll write it down. That's just the reason why I do this, because a lot of people are not able to travel miles to come to class, but so we want to kind of refresh our vocab a little bit here, okay? All right? We did, before we get into our top sentence up there, vocabulary, okay? And LASHAWAN QADASH, father. It's like, you're talking about your father in heaven. Call no man father except for your father in heaven, Let's see. Yeah, okay. That father. We're talking about Yahweh, call him father. That's who he sees our father, And he's not the other nation's father, not the devil's father. Those white oppressors. We're not talking about them. We're talking about our father. So it's when you say our father, let's do that. Let's say that. Our father. Okay, so we would say Abba Nawa. Abba Nawa. And we're going to give it some possession. Whose father? This would be a good way to give a good possession there for it, because that's what this is. This is a possessive adjective right here. It's masculine. Never feminine when you say, or it goes without saying. It's masculine, okay? It's male, okay? So when we say Abba, father, we're saying Abba Nawa. So we want to say Abba right here. Right there. We want to say Ba. So we say Ba, just like that. Okay? I'm going to let you guys put the connectors on this stuff, so go ahead and wake up. And then we're going to say Nawa. Na. Then we're going to say Wa. Okay? Just like that. Abba Nawa. Abba Nawa by Shemayim. That's what we say. We say the Lord's Prayer. So anyway, the first one here, we'll do the first one here. We say Abba. That's your connection. Okay? Now, what would be the next in the chat? If I said Abba with the connectors. Remember, this is the paleo we're doing here. Let's write it down. We're doing the paleo, just like this. Paleo. That means it has connectors, no ending characters. Just the paleo. Let's see what we have in class so far. Come on in here. They are all independent. Very good. Clap it up for that brother. Clap it up for that brother right there. Clap it up. He said they're all independent, that he's studying. Now, I know some other sisters got it too, so go ahead and put it in the chat. It don't matter if he already got it or not. Just go ahead and put it in the chat. Put your answer in the chat too. Let's everybody get the credit for that. You know, everybody participation in class. He said this. Aisha said, Abba, and then he said, Na-wa. And he's right. Now, Na-wa. And then you can say Abba. That's how it sounds, Abba. Or you can join them together, but you know, this word you want to keep apart. You want it to stand Abba and Nawa. You can say it's one sound, you know, you can say that, but I'd rather do it this way right here. So we can say it, Abba, Nawa. Sounds more like our language, right? Let's see who we have. Ayana, all independent. Very good. Clap it up for Sister Ayana. That's exactly right. She's exactly right. Both of them, exactly right. When it comes to Abanawa, when we said Abanawa, we're saying all independent. And that's what they said, Abanawa, okay? All right, then we'll say, since we're on it, let's do this right here. Since you own it right here, let's, what did I say? What's another one here? What's another vocabulary? Let's do the word for nephew. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter what word I use. The point is, you're learning to use connectors, okay? You're learning to understand the language, okay? If I was going to write that in Assyrian, we'll put it down here. Let's do that in red over here. Before we move on. Father, Abanawa, our father. Whose father? Possessive adjective says that it's your, Nawa. Abanawa. It's our father. Abanawa. We read Hebrew from right to left, remember? From right to left. So we put over here, right to left. In English, it's left to right. So, I mean, can't go around writing everything backwards in English. It'll confuse me. So we say in in Assyrian, like that. Then we got a ba over here. It's like, get used to doing this because, you know, if I were you at home, I'd be forming these characters. That's what I'd be doing. Look like a hangman. Because when you form these characters, it helps you to memorize the characters in your mind. It helps you to do that. So we say, ba. Now this is Assyrian right here, okay? Assyrian. All right? It helps you to memorize these. All right? And then, of course, over here we got Nawa. Okay? In Syrian, you have, I think it's like this. Yeah. Sort of like that. Na, the na, right here. See? Right there. That na. That one right there. Okay, that character. Now, it's not at the end, so you don't need this right here. That's important. You don't need this because it's not at the end. So, and then we're going to say wa, and wa is right here. Like a little stem with a little line up to the top, or just sometimes it's just straight line. Like that. When you see that right there, that's a wa. So, na-wa. In Assyrian. So I'm giving you both, especially for the officers, so you'll understand, you'll understand both languages, okay? It's important. Abba, Nawa. Abba, Nawa. That's important when you hear it in ISUPK to understand both languages, because you're going to read both languages. You need to know the differences, okay? So from week to week, I'll go over some Assyrian and Paleo. I'll always do both. Maybe not exactly at the same time, but I'll always do both. It'll always be that way, you know? So understand, Here we go. All right, let's do another word. Let's do some more vocabulary here since we've done that. Before we move on to the top line up there, let's just move on and get you guys to participate. Let's say if we were saying the word for day. The word for day. Okay? The word for day is yawan. 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 Just like that. Day. Just mean day. You know, it's like any other normal day. This means day. You know, that's what it means. Just like today is, or the day of the, what day is it today? 7th, 8th, oh, I forget. Let's see here. The 9th. So let's do this. See if I got some room. Yeah, here. We'll say yayan, think of one. Yawan, and I'm going to say shal. That means of. Yawan shal, and I'm going to say the 9th. Or 9. And then, of course, how would you write? Anybody remember from last week? How we write the word, what's the word for 9? Remember we went over the see if y'all remember, because we definitely went over it. You know, what's the word for 9? So let's get over here. Sorry, Slocky. What's the word for 9? Right here. Right there. What is that word? How do you say 9 in Hebrew? You know, you got a kod. Remember that? Shalash. Remember that? Okay. What's the word for 9? I'm sorry. A kod, shanya, shalash, arabai. Remember? Kamash, shashai, shabah. The 7, shamawana. Okay. Then we had something else. What is the word for 9? We give you guys a chance. I mean, it's important to look through your notes. It's important to look through your notes and find out what these things are. So in doing that and digging through your notes, you'll begin to understand how in the world do I say this. And then before you know it, you'll be speaking the Hebrew language. You know? So what's the word for 9? Right here. That's what I'm looking for. Because I'm going to say this is the day of the 9. Day of 9. Day 9. Or the day of the 9th. That's what I'm really saying. I'll accept 9. Let's see who has that in the chat here. Look at this, brother. Look at it. Look at it. Look at this. Clap it up for it. Right, yeah. It's right there. Over there hanging it up on YouTube. He said the shy. Whoever has have it, put it in there. Type it in there anyway. I don't care. Just type it. In this way, you're going to keep it in your notes. The shy. Okay? So, the numbers are Kad, Shanya, Shalash, Arabai, Kamash, Shasha. Okay? Shamawana, the shy, and Ashara. You know? Let's see. Who did that? I think it's... right, that's right, Shaw. Exactly right. Everybody, I don't care. Even if somebody's gotten it right, you type it in there also. Let me know that you own it. You know, Asha said the shot. And he's right. You know, that's the whole point. The whole point is to write these, because if you were in class, I would have you come up here on the board. I'm laboring. I'm doing the labor. You know, I'm writing all this, so at least you can do is just write it in the chat. You know, it's the shot. That's what it means. So it's Yawan, Shal. Oh, I got this backwards. Slocky there, I'm sorry. Shal should be over here. And of should be here. Y'all catch me sometime on this, because, you know, I had a long day too. Anyway, No excuses. Day. Yawan Shal Thashad. That means day of 9. Day 9. Or just day 9. I don't even have to put of in there. I can just put day 9. In other words, I can take this word completely out of here and in Hebrew we'll still understand it. We still understand it because the intent is there. Why else you saying day? Why else you saying 9? Day 9 or the 9th day. Either way, it's understood. Okay? See what we got. Okay, yeah. Okay, gotcha. So we got it. Okay? Now, I want you guys, like I said, if you don't know it, write it down in your notes so you'll know next time. That's the whole point. There's no embarrassment here in Hebrew class. I mean, how many times I had gone through classes, after classes, and more classes until I got it exactly 100% right. And that's the point. And then, of course, and even if I got 100% right, okay, got to relearn some things. I forgot this. You know, so clap it up for the class. Clap it up. That's the point. Y'all understand. You understand that you got to do this in a regular basis. You got to keep doing it. You got to write your notes down. You know, and the best thing with being in class is type it in the chat. You know, I'm up here laboring. Hey, type it in the chat. I have no problem with that. Type it in the chat. Okay, that's right, Sharp. Clap it up. Exactly right. Damn right. Okay, now, so let's write, since we got that, let's write down, see, what we got here. Okay, we wrote our Father. We done did with that one already. So let's see, let's write the Hebrew for this stuff here. Because it's important to understand your Hebrew, how to write it and what the words mean. And the only way to do it is build your vocabulary. That's what we're doing right now. We're going to build a little vocabulary, and then we're going to get into this statement up here. We're building our destruction. We're building our vocabulary. God damn. We're building our vocabulary, okay? That's the whole point. We're building our vocabulary before I get into this top line up here. Jesus. Yawan. Okay, let's get into Yawan. Okay? You know, we want to do it in, let's say, Assyrian first. Let's go back. We do that in, let's say, red over here. So we'll go over to the chart if you want to. You know, you want to say Yah. Okay? There it is right there. We say Yah. Something like that. And it really looks like slanted more like that, okay? Yah, all right? Where is the Yah? There it is right there. Then we're going to say Wah, okay? We got to say Wah because we go to your chart, look at the Wah. What does that look like? Look like this, like a little slingshot. Yah, Wah, okay? Then we're going to say Anah. So we got to go over here and say, well, what does Na look like right here? Okay. And like I said, we don't have to put, because this is the paleo I'm doing right here. Let's make sure you understand that. You should be able to recognize it just by looking at the chart. Because this is the paleo, Yawan. That's paleo, man. Matter of fact, let's put it over here. Because I'm going to put the Syrian next to it. Paleo. All right. There we go. All right. Now, let's see. That's the paleo. All right. Let's do the Assyrian for that. Assyrian. Assyrian has like a teardrop looking thing there, like this. Okay. All right, like that. And sometimes it looks like this. It's like a straight line, about like that. A little small little segment line. Sometimes. Most of the time it will look like that. But right now, in the Assyrian, right here, when we're saying Yah, it's right here. Just like that. Okay? Matter of fact, I'll make it look like even a little more like the chart. You know, I don't want to confuse nobody. I want to have it exactly right. Something like that, okay? And we want to say Wah, and go over there and look. Right here. Straight line. Would help if I got a better pen there, Slocky. Straight line. Sometimes people put a little hook on the end. You know, this is important. And we're going to let you guys do, in the meanwhile, while I'm writing this Assyrian down, I want you guys to write the connectors for this paleo. Tell me, what does this look like? Yawan. How does it look in paleo? Tell me. Write that down. Get a piece of paper. Type it in chat. You got plenty of time to do it. It's just like being in class, okay? Yawan. And of course, since this has an ending character of an N right here, right there, in Assyrian, that means you got to write that ending character of Assyrian right there, okay? That means it's going to look like this. Like that. Okay? That's the Syrian right there. It's the Syrian language. Okay? So, tell me in the chat what we got going on here. What do I use? What kind of connectors do I use up here for the paleo? You know, what kind of connectors do I use? What? I'll type it in chat. I mean, y'all type it in chat for me. Tell me what y'all got. Iana said 1D. Dependent. Okay. Yeah. She's saying the first one. Yeah, there you go. I see what you're saying. That's very good, sis. The first one. The first one is dependent. Yah. Very good. All right. What's the next? What do you do for the Y and the N or both? Just tell me. If one is D, I got it. I'm with you there, sis. Come on. All right, troopers, tell me. Y'all in class. This is like you're in class right now. You know? Don't be shy. You know, it's just like you're in class. Because sometimes we have people in class, and sometimes we have people online. So now you are the people in class also. Just like, okay, let's see what she has there. Yana Etheridge said independent, then dependent. You know, you don't have to write it out, sis. I know what I is indeed. That's good. Just save some trouble. I mean, I don't mind doing it. I don't mind you doing it, but you can just write I. From now on, you can write I, or you can write D, and I'll know what it means, okay? That's to make it faster, okay, sis? So she said, this is a dependent connect. That means these two is a dependent connect. All right, Asha, tell me, is that right? That's what she's saying. Tell me. All right, give you guys a chance to make sure she's right. What do you hear? Yawan. What do you hear? What do you hear the instructor saying? I'm the instructor's got to be going by what I said. Nobody else. Yawan. What does it mean? Yawan. Is this right? First one is independent, the next two are dependent. Is that right? All the rest of the troopers and sisters, Akwathian and Akyun. What do you got? Is that right? Is she right? Just say La or Khan for yes. Which one? Is she right? Because that's what she says. She says for paleo, Yawan is the the first Yah, you put a connector independent by itself. It's standing alone, you know. And then the next two you join with a dependent connector. That's what she's basically saying. So let's see if that's the case. Let's see. Count out of one. Okay, very good. Let's clap it up for both of them. Exactly right. Exactly right. That's exactly right. You're right. Both of them exactly right. That's how you do that. So it's Yah and then Wan. You have to do it that way. If you didn't, you don't want to put Yawana. Well, that's what it would sound like. Yawana. We don't do that. It's Yawan. You're both exactly 100% right on those connectors, okay? Exactly right. Clap it up there. Just like Shar is doing. He's giving you an example. Clap it up in class, okay? Exactly right, Shar. Check this out. Yawan. That means the day, you know. Okay, let's do, we'll just go straight to 9. We don't have to write we don't have to say day. Just say day 9. So that's what this is. So we're going to write it out. The shy. You know, we'll write it out and let's see. We use some red here. Tha. You go over here to that. You see the tha. We do it in paleo. It'll look like this. Tha. Like that, okay? And then we'll have some the shy, okay? And we're gonna have a like this, okay? And it's gonna look like this. All right, y'all think about the connectors now. I'm gonna go over here and do it in Assyrian while I'm explaining. Y'all think about these connectors. What are we gonna do with this the shy? How does that work? How are we gonna do that? How are we gonna handle that? Okay. When I come over here and write the Syrian, how are we gonna handle the shy? You know, what's the connectors look like? Y'all in class, talk to me. You know, communicate. You know, communicate with Kazakh Shapar, the instructor. Talk to me. What you got? All right. So we're gonna say tha right here, like this, in the paleo. While I'm doing this, I want y'all to like that. That's the tha. While I'm doing this, work on these connectors right here. The only way you're gonna get good at it is do it yourself. That's the only way you're gonna get good at it. I'm gonna be over there in a second here. All right. Tha. Make sure you check it twice. You know. Tha. Sort of look like on the chart. Sort of look like this. Sort of like that. I mean, nobody. I do it only because we're in class, because, you know, all you got to do is be able to recognize it. You don't have to write it that much, except for class that point, till we get into our glorious land, okay? Tha, then we have sha, okay? The sha, oh, that looks wicked. That ain't gonna pass my test right there. That sha ain't gonna pass my test right here. Let's do this in better here. Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Let's do it a little better. Let's do it a little better. Okay, just like that. That's a little better. The shy, and then of course we're gonna write the shy right here. You know, I kind of like make it look a little wicked. Because it's just wicked language anyway, so all like that. That's the shy. Now let's go over here. Let's check out these characters here. Let's see what y'all done in these connectors here. Tha's independent. So Yana got first one's dependent. Okay, now Tha is independent, and Shy is dependent. Yana, let's see what you got. You got the first one? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. Tell me what this is right here. He said the first one. Let's make sure I got that right here. I believe y'all saying the first one, independent, and the Shy is dependent. Okay, my brother. You're gonna go first one is independent, and then he says the next two depend on each other to make a sound. That's really how you explain it. Okay? Just like this. Tha, Shy. Sister, all the sisters and brothers, y'all agree with that? I think, Sister Yana, I'm not sure if the last comment, I can't remember, you have one, I don't know if you put yours in there yet. You think you put independent, dependent. Yeah, that's what you mean. Okay, I got you. I'm sorry, sis. You're right. So she says independent, independent. Okay, that's what y'all both say. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice? Clap it up. Exactly right. Both of them right. Everybody in the chat is right, as a matter of fact. And that's what we want. Yeah, okay, good, good. They're both right, because when you want to do the word the shy, which is the word 9, we want to say the by itself, independent, okay? Then we want to come over here and say shy because there's an I there. If there was an A, there's just the sha, there's just be one, but there's an I there. You got to pay attention. That's what this I is right here. In other words, you got tha, like that, and then you got sha, then you got I. And that's, of course, it's the same thing over here. This is a tha, sha, and I, but it has no ending characters. So, hey, but over here in the paleo, they're exactly right, and that's what I'm talking about. That's how you learn the Hebrew. You're learning it together in a class setting, and that's very good. We're not worried about right or wrong. So far, you guys have been all right, okay? So let's erase this from the board. We'll give you guys maybe 10 more seconds to write that down, okay? Today, that's what today is. Today is not the day 9. We'll give you guys a chance to write that down here. Let it sink in. Okay? All right? All right, let's do this. Since we got that down, okay, let's do this. Let's erase off the board. I don't have a bigger board, so you guys are going to have to keep up with it or rewind and tape for some information right there. But if you keep taking good notes like this, man, you're gonna have a vocabulary built, okay? But that's what we're doing here. All right. Let's see. Now we're gonna write the word month. The word month. So we said it was day 9. Okay. And what month is it? What month? And we don't say January, February, March, April, May, June, July. We don't do that here in ISUPK. Let's see who we have in here. Okay, good. Okay, yeah. All right. We don't pronounce the months by the our captive language, by the old gods that they named. The Romans and the Greeks named these January, February. You know, these are gods. You know, we don't do that. We write month. Well, what month is it? All right. First of all, the word month is QADASH. It's QADASH. Let me see if I can find a good pen right here. It's right here. QADASH. Just like that, okay? Okay. That's the case. So we're going to say, well, what month is it? We say January, February, March is April. It's the 4th month. So that's why we do this. So we're going to say the 4th month. So we'll say the word 4. Let's go over here. We just got through talking about it. How do you say the word 4 in Hebrew? You know, if we're going to say the 4th month right here, well, that's what we're really saying. Month 4. How do we say that? We said Yawan. So far we got, let's see what we got. We got Yawan. Okay. That means day. All right. And then we got, I believe it was the Shah. Yeah. Because that's what it is. 6. The Shah is day 6. So what month is it? How do you say 4 in Hebrew? The Shy is how you say 9. So it's the 9th and day 9. I'll put it over here. Okay. All right. But how do you say QADASH? If QADASH is month right here, right there. If QADASH means month, how do you say 4? Because it's going to be month 4. So let's see what we got over here. Let's see if y'all kept good notes. We have the brothers and sisters competing on the Akim and Akwathium competing now, which is good. So they both say Arabai. So let's write that down. That's how you learn, brothers and sisters, right there. Okay. Arabai. You know, is that right? Yeah, that's right. So, in there, Arabai. There we go. Okay. Clap it up in that chat. Exactly right. So y'all learning your numbers, you're learning ending characters, you're learning connectors, and you're learning vocabulary at the same time. You're learning prepositions, and you're learning, what else we got? What else did we talk about? Prepositions and adjective, possessive adjectives, I'm sorry. So let's clap it up in that chat. Let's clap it up. Exactly right, okay? Very good. So we're talking about, this is Yayan Thashai, day 9. And then we're going to say QADASH. We're going to say Arabai QADASH. That's the 4th month. That's how you would say it. That's how you would say the day. You know, let's see what we have right here. Oh, okay, sure, yeah, Jawab, good. Very good, exactly right. That's how we say this. Well, we're basically saying this is day 9 of the 4th month. That's how the heavenly Shemayim Abanawa, our Father, his name is Yahweh. You know, of course, Christ is in the name of Christ, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. It's our Father, our Mashiach, okay? But that's what this is saying right here. We're saying that our Father would like us to say that this is day 9, okay, of the 4th month. So we say Yawan Thashai, Arabai QADASH, 4th month. That's how we say that. You give you guys a chance to write that down on the board, expand your vocabulary so you'll understand and know. We'll let you guys write that down for a second. Okay. All right. Now we'll get into, I'm glad you guys got that. Let's get into this top line. Let's write a few things up here. And this top line, we'll let you guys write that down for a second before we move on real quick here. You know, grab your water. Stay with us for a while. We only got, you know, a little bit of time left as time goes by. But let's see. Okay, let's get into this right here. Glad you guys understand that, okay? Now, let's get it here. We've built vocabulary. Let's get into a little bit right here. Who are we talking about? Whose destruction do we want to see? Y'all type it in the chat. What are we talking about here? Whose destruction are we trying to see here? What's Kazakh talking about? You know, whose destruction are we talking about here? You know, it says, thou shalt see his destruction. Whose destruction y'all want to see? I know I want to see. You know, you read it now. Let's read about it first. Let's read about it in the Apocrypha right here. Let's read about it, okay? And Baruch 4 and I believe it's 25. I thought. Yep. Make sure. Yeah. Okay. Let me read about it here. See, we use the Apocrypha because the Apocrypha was inset in the King James Version to the wicked oppressor. That's who we talk about. We want to see their destruction, by the way. Okay? The Apocrypha. That's part of the Bible. That is inset exactly in the middle of the Bible. In the 1611, the Catholic Church hated that it was talking about them, so they snatched it out. Okay? So, in Baruch, we want to read this. 4:25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High, while thine enemy has persecuted thee. But surely thou shalt see his destruction and shall tread upon his neck. We're going to tread upon his neck. Let's see what we got in the chat right here. The oppressor, hey, she had it right. Clap it up for that sis. Clap it up for her in the class. Clap it up for her. She's exactly right. The oppressor. That oppressor, man, I mean, you know, it says soon, you know, I have room to put everything on the board. If I did, you know, we're just going to talk a little bit about it here in LASHAWAN QADASH. You know, George Floyd, man, they put their foot on his neck, okay? And they hunt our steps in the street in Lamentations 4:18. It talks about it. We'll get that text here in a second here, but I'll read this again. Baruch 4:25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from God. Now see, the Most High is put this wrath on us. Why? Okay? He's put this on us as a punishment for not obeying his commandments. That's why we need to get back and separate ourselves from this oppressor and get back to the laws, statutes, and commandments. And Baruch says this, you know, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from God. For thine enemy, I think that's Nagash, has persecuted thee, but surely thou shalt see his destruction. Right here. Thou shalt see his destruction, man. When the Bible says surely, you know, it may seem like a long time, but the Most High, you know, shortly. That means after his time to get ready to come down here with 200 million angels, it won't take long thereafter. That's what this is saying. My children, suffer patiently wrath that has come upon you from God, or Yahweh in the Hebrew. For thine enemy has persecuted thee. Who has he persecuted? Write in the chat. Type it up in the chat. Who has he persecuted? Who has this Nagash right here? I think it's, let me see, enemy. I believe that's Nagash. I think it's, I'll look that word up. I believe it's that. That's what it is. Who is the, we know who the enemy is, but who is this talking about? Who has he persecuted? It says, I mean, that's what it's saying here. But surely thou shalt see the destruction. For thine enemy has persecuted thee. But surely thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck. We're gonna tread upon this neck. Okay, so what is he talking about? Type it in the chat. I mean, you know, kind of gave it away there a little bit. Of course, you know. Kind of gave it away. But who is that talking about right there? It's talking about the enemy we know is Esau, or the oppressor, just like the sister wrote on the board. But who is the thee? Who are they oppressing? Israel. She's exactly right. Clap it up for that sister. Exactly right. It's the oppressor that is killing us, and the thee is Israel. We're the ones who are being hunted down and killed. The Israel. Okay? Let's see. Israel, or Yasharallah in the Hebrew. Israel. Okay? Or Yasharallah. Yashar Allah. Like that. Okay? I believe that's right, yeah. Okay, Yashar Allah, that's Israel, okay? That's the Hebrew. That's what we're trying to show you, that they're oppressing us, man. You know? And, of course, we found that. And, Baruch, let's see here. Let's find out, let's see what we got in the chat. Somebody writing something in the chat over here. It said, black, Hispanic, and Native. Exactly right. Black, Hispanic. Sister, you on fire tonight. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. And clap it up again for that, sis. That's right. You know who you are. Let's put them claps up in there. See, the blacks, Hispanic, and the Native Indians make up Yasharallah, or Israel. You know, the northern and southern kingdom. That's the thee. You think George Floyd, he was killed because they did this. That's what Baruch just said. Because they putting their knee on our neck, man. And they hunting us down in the streets. And Lamentations 4:18, of course, also. You know, our end is near, man. And, well, write that down real quick here. We'll move on. Let me make sure I got something right here. That's what it is. Ew. Oops, sorry. Let's lock you for a second. I want to verify something here. Okay. All right. Yeah. And that's what it said. Thou shalt see his destruction, man, soon. For all that he's done against the George Floyds, against the Trayvon Martins. You know, for doing something crazy like that. Because that's what he is. He can't help it. That's who he is. You know, he's wicked. Wicked bastard. Profane, okay? Yeah, you can put Nagash. You can put the word ayab. You can use this word too. I think that's what I believe. I remember you can use this word also. Yab. Like that. You can use that word also for enemy, all right? And I know you can use Nagash. I believe that's what it was, if I'm not mistaken. It all depends on what you got going on there. But anyway, let's see. I think, let me go through my, write that down here. Let me go through something right here real quick. Let me make sure, let me verify that. Here it is right here. Let's see. Oops. Right there. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Now we're gonna say a Nagash. No, it's not. It's not Nagash. It's Abiyabya. So it's right. It's Yabya. There it is right here. So the word is not Nagash. I apologize there. It's let's see. All right. Let's lock you there. Ayah. There we go. Abyabya is your enemy. Abyabya. Okay, that's who he is. That enemy. That's the one that did this to us. Okay. Of course, Ayab over here would have to add a put it over here. Enemy. Me. There we go. And then we'll say Yab Ya. And we'll have to put like that. Okay? There we go. Yab Ya. Oh. That ain't right. What am I thinking? Yab Ya. That's a Ya, not a Wa. Ya. Abyabya. Of course, we do the, we'll break this down real quick here. We'll say this is paleo, of course. Yab, right here. Then we have a character. So, if that's right, I want y'all to show me, well, yeah, let's just, we'll move on, yeah. Well, it's correct. By itself, right here. Yab and Ya. That's how we say the enemy. Okay, Abyabya. That's what he is, all right? Okay, thou shalt see his destruction. So we'll write that down on the board. Because of what they've done to us, you know, is an everyday occurrence. You know, this is what they do. This is how they do us, okay? So let's write it down here in the paleo. We'll put down abad for destruction. We'll say bad, but we have to make that fit him. Okay? So we have to say, wow, yeah, his, okay, good. Okay, so his, we're going to do this, wa over here. Okay? And we're going to make this a possessive adjective over here because we want to make sure it's his destruction. Not mine, not yours, it's his. We want to make sure that you take this and bring it all the way over here and make it wa. Okay, then that will be a possessive adjective, okay? Okay, and it's always masculine in this case because that's what it is. It's masculine. His. It's a he. You know, it's a damn he. And of course, we're talking about the sisters too, but I mean, that's not sister Slaki. His sisters. Slakia. The women. His women. Okay. Abad wa. That stands for, it's saying his, but it's understood. There's a word that you say her destruction, but we're talking about his. Because we were talking about Babylon, like her destruction, then since the Most High said her destruction, we would use the word her. But in this case, it's talking about his. So we use the word wa. That's a preposition for abad. That means abad is the root word for destruction. Abad. So we want to say abad wa. Abad wa. That's how you say his destruction in Hebrew. Abad wa. Okay? And we'll put down the word to see. Let's see. We want to put down. Let's put down ra'ah. We want to put down this right here. Ra. And let's see if I can shorten this here. Ra'ah. I think it's let's see. Ha. Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah. Let's do this. Ra'ah. That all that means is to see. Ra'ah abadwa. Kind of rhymes. Or you can say ra'awa, ra'aha. Ra'aha abadwa. So say now, you know, you can get okay. Abadwa, okay? And that word for his destruction, we're talking about Esau, man. And all the people, our oppressor, whoever that is, everybody left over. If you're not the 12 tribes of Israel, you oppressing us, you know? Oppressor. I believe that was the word, Nagash. I'll look it up here in a second. As y'all write that down, Esau and his people, and all the rest of them. They the one got their foot on their necks. That's who we see, you know. Let's look this up here. If I'm not mistaken here, okay? Let's find out what this is. I have to. Yeah, there it is, right there. Nagash. There you go. Yeah. I knew that was a word that stuck in my mind for some reason. The oppressor, Nagash. Just like that. He's an oppressor. An oppressor is the enemy. Yeah, I knew they went together. Man, tell you. Make sure. Nagash, yes. The oppressor, or Nagash. Or to oppress somebody is the word Nagash. Okay, so we say Nagash. One, I believe. Let's see. Anyway, let's hold on to it right there. Nagash is the root word here. And a yab, and then we're going to put ya on the end. So abyab ya for enemy. Because it is Esau. He's the one that got his foot on our neck all day, every day. You know, he won't let up. So ain't no sense of y'all thinking that he's going to let up. He going to keep doing this till the Most High come back, okay? Because he's got his foot on our neck all day, every day. That's what he did to George Floyd. As a matter of fact, I'll dignify, we'll write it here. That's what he did right here. That's what he did to George Floyd, okay? And ain't no telling how many more people we've gotten hanged. Same thing. You might as well just cut out. He's killed us. He's murdered us, man. And so the Most High is saying, separate from this bastard. You know, separate yourselves. You know, he says separate. That word right here, oppressor Esau, you need to separate from him. And that word is badal. Okay? Of course, if you want to put it on there to make it properly, you want to say you should separate. So it's badal ka. It's badal ka. Like that. Separate. You should separate. You separate. Badal ka. Okay? Abawaka, this possessive adjective right here. There we go. Up there. And badal ka, that's another one. Possessive adjective to make badal, to make this root word badal come alive, which means separate. Yeah, separate. You want to put a ka on the end, possessive adjective, because it wants to know it's you, or your, or you. Your separation, or you. It means to get away from him. Get away from the Nagash, the oppressor, that will put his foot and neck on George Floyd, that will shoot Trayvon Martin in the back, that will put an innocent child in jail or, you know, for no reason, that would come and hunt us down, man, day by day of destruction, you know, because they hunt our steps. I try to read this often. They hunt our steps. We can't even go on the street. George Floyd, you know, got killed in the street. Landon Castile got killed in his car, man. All he was doing was just sitting there with his wife, with his wife, and his child in the back seat. And what did the cop do? Shoot him. You know, on these police forces, these cops out here, they're so wicked. They don't love us. Let's see here. 8:30. Okay. They don't love us, so that's why they go and say, "Oh, it ain't no problem. We'll read that again. Ain't no problem. We'll just put our foot on their neck, let them know, you know." But the Most High is going to take care of all that. Let's read that. Let's read that again out of the Apocrypha, out of the Bible. That's what this is. Let's read it again. What it says, how the Most High is going to avenge all of this. Because he's going to do this. It says, when it says, thou, the 12 tribes of Israel, Yasharallah, or Israel, okay, that's thee, that's us. He says, shall, ra'awa, ra'aha. He says, thou shalt see. It means to see. You're going to see it. Ra'aha. his wa, abad, or abadwa. We're going to see his destruction. Can't wait. You know, we're going to see his destruction. So let's read this again. Baruch 4:25. My children, suffer patiently. Now, man, that's what we got to do. We're suffering patiently. That means that should we go out and kill them? No, that ain't what this is saying. The Bible says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. You don't go out and kill them. The Most High gave us no order to do that. Okay, so you obey the orders that's given out in the ISUPK and the Commanding General Yohana. And he didn't tell me, he didn't tell nobody that I know in the ISUPK to go and kill these white people out here, to kill Esau. He ain't said that. That's not what that's about. We're in here to be patient, man, to be peaceful with all men as far as possible, you know. Check this out. Where are we at? 4:25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you, and from the Most High. Who is it from? It's from the Most High. It's from him. You know, he is allowing these people to do this. So don't be alarmed with it. The Most High is doing this. Why? So you can get off of crack. So you can get off of smoking the marijuana. You can get off of out here abusing these women and making them whores. You can get off of being a drunkard. You can get off shooting a needle in your arm. You can get off these women off of being whores and these men to be making them whores. You can get off of all of that. You can straighten your life out because the Bible says that. That's what this is saying. It's saying, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you. To suffer patiently, that means keep his law, statutes, and commandment. Suffer it, take it, you know, the best you could is what I'm getting at. You know, don't you know, ain't nobody, when it says suffering, we're suffering, man. You know, poor housing, poor fruit, poor food, poor meat. There's a suffering down here. It's hell down here for us. We're living in literal hell. Hell is a condition, and the condition we're in is what happened here. George Floyd, they putting his foot on the neck. I mean, what else do we need to understand? How are you going to sit up there and even understand a wicked and profane person that would an abyabya, an enemy, or Nagash, the oppressor, Esau, and all the other nations? How you going to not understand that? How you going to not understand? How you not going to understand that? How would you, let me get on this side over here. How would you not understand what they're doing to us? Let's read this again here. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy has persecuted us. That enemy. That Abyabya. He's persecuted us. Who? Thee. One of the sisters and brothers in there, the Akyam and Akwathian has said, we're Israel. They persecute us. The 12 tribes of Israel. So we know it. Suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from God, or Yahweh. For thine enemy has persecuted thee, but surely thou shalt see his destruction, and shall tread upon his neck. Like they tread upon Trayvon Martin's neck, we're going to tread upon his neck. That's what this is really saying. That's if you understand that in the chat, you know, clap it up. Clap it up in the chat. Clap it up in the chat. You know, put yes, Juan. Not put it that you understand it. You know. Okay. You understand it? Say it. Clap it up in the chat. You know. You know, y'all don't. Yeah, there you go. Y'all. Okay, sharp. Good. And clap it up in that chat. If y'all understand that, clap it up what these people have done to us on a daily, man. You don't just tread your foot on somebody's neck for 9 minutes and 30 seconds and hope to get away with it. Oh, you know, they say I'm not guilty. So I didn't do it. I mean, the evidence is right there. The cameras is right there. I ain't the people. Yeah, you are. Your forefathers is devils, man. That's what you are. You know, you're devils. You know, and on the you're the enemy. Let's just make it plain. And the Most High wants to what? Separate you, Badalka, from this enemy. Now, we're giving you Hebrew words so you can understand this. Nagash, write them down in your vocabulary, okay? Ra'ah, thou shalt see. Wa, his, or abad wa, destruction. Just put it on there and call it possessive adjectives. A possessive adjective, call it abad wa. You're going to see his destruction. Because those angels going to come down here in those chariots, and they're going to take around, they're going to tell us what to do. You know, they're going to tell us what to do. And I'm going to be happy, and I see you guys clapping up in the chat. You know, everybody, if you're still there, you should be. Y'all should let it be known that Esau is getting ready to get pulverized. That's what we want. Let's see. Let's finish reading here. Well, it just says, "My delicate ones." That's us. That's Israel, man. We're delicate, man. We're fragile, man. We done been through so much up in here in this hell. It says, "My delicate ones." That's how the Most High sees us, man. He said, "Now I put this on you." You know, he ain't gonna put more on you than we can bear. You know, we bearing it because he says, "Suffer patiently." You know, "My delicate ones," verse 26, "have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies." That's what we were, man. We were caught of the enemies, of these oppressors. They hate us. And the Most High is letting you know that in the Apocrypha or the Bible. He's letting you know that. He's letting you know that right there. He's letting you know that, you know, suffer patience. It ain't got that long. We ain't got that much of a time left. You know, take out your Apocrypha and read it from time to time, because it's inset in your Bible. Get your King James version and understand it, and read Baruch 4:25. It'll let you know that you can see the color commentation that's happening with us nowadays. Look at this. Most High say, we're going to put our foot on their neck. Oh, that's what it says? Read it. That's it. Let's make it. Yeah. "And thou shalt tread." That's what tread mean. To walk. You know, we're going to step out his neck. Well, we're going to put our foot on his neck. Show him how it feels for somebody to put their foot on our neck. We're going to show them how this stuff feels, you know. This don't feel too good. It ain't going to feel all that good in that day when the oppressor gets stamped out on his neck, and all of a sudden, you know, even them that pierce on the side, they don't deserve now. You know, reincarnations are real. The Most High is going to do all of this for his delicate ones. Verse 26 says. That's why he says, be patient, man. Be patient. Don't go out there. I'm not advocating you go out there being violent whatsoever. That ain't what we're doing. That ain't, of course, this ain't the Christian church now, This ain't the Christian church. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about going out here and do violence ourselves. This ain't a Christian church. We don't turn the other cheek up in here now. But what we are, the Most High says, be patient. Be patient. We go to camp, we war. Sisters, you pray for your man. You come home, you give him a biscuit, you give him some clean socks and some boots and stuff. You say, listen, you're going to go to war. You kiss that man. You let him know. We go to camp, we get ready to go to war. That's what this is about. This is no game, Commander General Yohana's given us that our war is with these words right here. This is what we're doing. Lamentations 4:18, Baruch 4:25. This is what that's our war. That's what we use these words at. That's all we're doing. Should they get mad at us because we tell you the truth? The Bible says, hey, listen, let me show you who this is. Let me show you. Let me show this wicked devil over here. Let me show this a Christian imposter. This is the imposter. Okay? Cesare Borgia, that evil, wicked monster. You know, that one. Okay? That's the one that we take and throw on the ground. Okay? That's the one. That's the one who is the oppressor. He is the oppressor, a Nagash. He is, actually, really, there's more than one oppressor. So we're going to say a Gas, Nagash, Yam. Okay? There's more than one of them, plenty of them. But there's the main crux is they are the oppressors. So we might as well put that word over here, an S on the end of it. That's what it is, okay? They are the oppressors. They're the ones who hold themselves not guilty. You know? They're the ones who go around killing our people on the street. Most High just says be patient. You know, because that's what's going to happen soon. That enemy, Yabyan, Abyabya, I'm sorry. And of course, we can say the enemies, we can say Ayab, Yam. We can put an M on there. We can do, you know, we can make it plural if we need to. You know, Negatium, oppressors. Esau is the same as Idumea, the Romans, you know. And there ain't no sense of trying to hide, bro. You know, all our brothers know. You know, this is our brother that came from a womb of Rebekah, you know. And he gave away his birthright for our people, so our people understand. But, you know, he earned the title of Esau. You know. He's no longer a brother of mine, you know, because he's killing us. He hates us. He's now earned the name of Esau, the enemy. You know. You know, that used to be Jacob's brother. But he ain't, you know, I guess in a sense he still is, but in a great sense, he's actually really, I don't refer to him, I just refer to him as the enemy. Because that's what he is. You know, the Most High has put all of this so he can destroy that bastard. Destroy him out of just kick him. You know, kick him. Put the knee on his neck. He ain't our brother. You know, he is the enemy. Abyabya, the oppressors, all of them that came together in Psalms 83 to collectively work with Esau to put us out. They are the Negashyam. Right here, that root word, oppress, they are the Negashyam. That's what they are. That means there are many oppressors, many of them, not just one. And the Bible says, thou shalt see his destruction. Just a matter of time. So I say, Israel, hold on. You know, don't give up. This ain't the time. This ain't the time to be giving up. This ain't the time for husband and wife to be fighting. This ain't the time for children to be disobedient to their parents. This ain't that time. Not at all. The time is, this ain't the time to be disobedient. This is the time to come together as a family, you know, and make sure that Yasharallah, the thee that is talking about, comes together. And also it is a time that you separate. Make sure that you do this. Now that you know who he is, the Negashyam, or the oppressor, or the Ayabyam, the enemy, you make damn sure you separate Badalka from him. Do not, Badalka, that's what it means. You don't learn any other word in this class, you make sure you learn that one. Or learn these three. Especially to separate. Separate from who? Esau. Or Idumea. Make sure you learn in this class that the oppressors, you want to separate from this Nagash, that oppressor, and separate from the enemy. So, when you do that, so you can see his destruction. Don't become part of his destruction. You know, you want to see his destruction. Don't become part of it. Don't behave like him. My God, you know you don't want to behave like him. You want to get away from it. You know. And the only way to do that on this board, only way you do that on this board right here is to follow the Lord's statutes and commandments, man. Be at peace, with Israel. Get into this ISUPK so you'll understand how things work. So you'll understand how family work. So you'll understand how to treat your brother. So you'll understand what it's all about to separate from Israel. So you'll understand who the enemy is. So you'll understand who Abyabya. So you'll understand who Negation is. So you'll understand that the Most High has got a verdict for him. Thou shalt see his destruction. Abadwa. So you'll understand that. Okay? All right? And I think we're going to end the class with that. And let's see, what do I have another? Let's see if I can find another text up here before we end it up. Let's find this one right here. Let's do this right here. We're going to find, let's see. Let's show you this one here. Okay. And it says right here. That's Obadiah 1:15. It says, for the day of the Most High is near upon all the heathen. You might as well call them the Abadia, or the oppressors. It's all of the heathens. See, the Most High know there's and anybody who join them, you heathens too. So as thou hast done, it shall be done. As thou hast done, it shall be done. In other words, you put your foot on them necks right there, on our neck. As you have done, this is a precept for it. As thou hast done, you put the foot on your neck. Now we're going to put our foot on your neck. It says, as thou hast done. That's what but the Lord, the Most High, is consistent. He says, read this again. For the day of the Lord is, the Most High, Yahweh, is near upon us. Near upon the heathen. I'm sorry, let me read it again. Slaki. For the day of the Most High is near upon all the heathen. Okay? As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy head. Not only thy head, it's going to return on your neck too. Because the Most High said, we're going to put our foot on their neck. And that's how we'll end class right here. I want everybody to, in class, if in class, clap it up. Let's clap it up in class right here. We're gonna be a victory over Esau. Let's clap it up in class, guys. Let's see them claps in there. Everybody in the sound of the chat, clap it up right now. Clap it up in there. If you can hear that, clap it up in class. Because this gonna be, thou shalt see his destruction. Abadwa, Ra'awa. Abadwa, okay? To the Negation. Okay? To the Abyabya. Abyabyam, plural. The enemy. For Israel. Yasharah. There them claps are. There's right. Clap it up for your class. Clap. There you go. Clap it up. Clap it up. Ayana, Shar, all y'all. There you go. Asha, clap it up. Damn right. See? Clap it up for class. Okay? That's what's going to happen to them. We're going to end class like that. Okay? The security announcement. ISUPK. We are the ISUPK. Start off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The room for the new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need the transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister, okay? There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Okay, tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8 and 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'asharah. 10% of every penny or increase, every penny of any increase, the Lord gives you, the Most High gives Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like. Up holy convocations in Houston, Texas, of course. Govern yourself accordingly. And I appreciate the chat clapping up for the class. But here in Houston, Texas, we're going to have the Passover, okay? It's the 52nd annual Passover. And the 14th day of the first month, Saturday, April 24th, 2021. Of course, there's going to be festivities all during the time there, so make sure you get your funds in and govern yourself accordingly. Talk to your camp leader, okay? Or talk to one of these officers out here, okay? It's Exodus 12, 1 and 51, Leviticus 23, 4 and 5, 1 Corinthians 5, 7 and 8, and 2 Corinthians 30 and 17. Okay, then it says, if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, and headbands and scarf, okay, and we're going to say, Madam Shabbat, how about Shem Yahushai Barak Thumb, to all my brothers out there. We're going to say to a courtesy salute to my sisters. You put your hands together like that. We're going to say, Madam Shabbat, Madam, Yahweh, Shamar, Alatha, Ba'ashem Yahushai. To all of my sisters, we say, for that we say, Shalom.